You're not welcome here anymore. I'm Elena Voss. I'm 29. And that was my mom, the woman I sent $20,500 a month for 3 years, telling me I was no longer welcome. My crime? Asking what happened to my $30,000 college fund, the one they secretly funneled into my brother Nate's failed app. Dad called me toxic. Nate smirked. My sister Leia filmed a TikTok as I packed my things. They thought I'd crawl back, that I'd beg. But they forgot one thing. I'm the one who paid the mortgage. Now I own the house they tried to throw me out of, and they pay me rent. You ever been betrayed by the people who raised you? Tell me in the comments, because this is the story of how I went from their scapegoat to their landlord. We grew up in a sagging Chicago row house, its walls stained with cigarette smoke and silence. I was 10, hiding Dad's betting slips behind the fridge so Mom wouldn't find out he'd gambled away the grocery money again. By 12, I could stretch $20 to feed 5 people. Lentils, rice, boiled cabbage while Mom sobbed in the bathroom, and Nate begged for new sneakers. I was the fixer, the buffer, the invisible glue. At family dinners, Dad hyped Nate's wild business schemes, crypto coins, car washes, ideas that never lasted. Mom gushed over Laya's influencer potential, brushing her silky hair and calling her my little star. And me? Elena's so practical, they'd say, like it was an insult. I wore Nate's old Cubs t-shirts, 2 sizes too big. Leia got sparkly dresses from thrift stores. At 13, I asked Mom if my college fund was still there. "We'll figure it out," she muttered, eyes locked on the TV. The first betrayal came at 16. I built a solar-powered charger for the science fair, weeks of soldering wires by hand in our basement. But Leia, desperate for the spotlight, took it as hers. She beamed as the crowd applauded. I protested, voice cracking. "Don't be petty, Elena," Mom said with a sigh. Dad shrugged. "She's young, let her shine." That night, I cried into my pillow while they laughed in the kitchen. My work erased. My voice dismissed. My worth reduced to silence. In my 20s, I became everything they needed and nothing they appreciated. By day, I worked full-time at Dad's construction company, untangling his sloppy accounts. By night, I studied accounting at a local community college, my eyes burning under fluorescent lights. Nate partied through DUI arrests. Leia chased Instagram fame, buying followers with the money I loaned her. And me, I paid the bills. $2,000 here for Dad's loan sharks. $1,500 there when the lights got shut off. I paid their rent, their phone bills, their excuses. Mom always said, family helps family. But when I asked, just once, about the college fund they'd promised since I was 6, Dad snapped. "Stop obsessing over money, Elena." Nate laughed. "You're so uptight." Leia rolled her eyes. "No one cares about your boring little life." I wasn't their daughter. I was their ATM, their maid, their emotional punching bag. Then came the blow I never recovered from. I was 25 when I overheard Mom whispering to Nate about his new tech startup. Something didn't sit right. That night, heart racing, I checked the old family account linked to my college fund. Gone. Every cent. $30,000, my way out, drained and dumped into Nate's latest vision, an app that flopped within 6 months. I confronted them at breakfast, my hands shaking. "You stole my future," I said. Dad slammed his mug down. "Don't lie, you're trying to sabotage your brother." Mom's lip trembled. "How could you say that to us?" Leia snorted. "You're just jealous." Their gaslighting sliced deeper than theft. Somehow, I had become the villain. That night, they held a family meeting. Aunts, uncles, cousins, all packed into the living room while Dad declared I was ungrateful. Nate played the wounded genius. Leia barely looked up from her phone. I refused to apologize. So Mom stood in my doorway, her voice cold. "We can't handle your toxicity. Leave." She didn't cry. She didn't flinch. Just shut the door as I packed my life into a duffel bag and stepped out into the snow. The wind clawed at my face as I walked through Humboldt Park, a duffel bag slung over my shoulder, my only shelter the city that had turned its back on me. I couch surfed at a coworker's tiny apartment, slept beside a space heater that barely worked, ate dollar store ramen, skipped meals, took shifts at a dive bar where drunk men tipped in quarters and called me sweetheart through whiskey breath. I stopped answering texts, too proud, too broken. One night, alone in a 24-hour laundromat, I watched the dryer spin, its glass reflecting a stranger. My hair was stringy, my cheeks hollow. I looked like someone who had lost everything, including herself. I whispered, "Who am I without them?" The silence didn't answer. That night, rock bottom had a hum, fluorescent lights, damp clothes, and the ache of being unwanted. Until Clara sat beside me. She was older, silver curls tucked under a knit hat, her eyes kind. "You okay, honey?" she asked, handing me a foil-wrapped turkey sandwich. Pride said no, hunger said yes. I took it. Mayo and soft bread never tasted so warm. She owned a diner, Clara's Corner. She offered me a job. "Start tomorrow," she said, like she was handing me a rope. And I grabbed it. I scrubbed tables until my knuckles split, smiled through aching arches, pocketed $5 tips like treasure. My first paycheck, $320. I rented a closet-sized studio in Pilsen. Its leaky sink and chipped paint felt like a castle. At 5 a.m., I'd open the diner. At night, I took business classes wrapped in a thrift store coat, fingers numb in February frost, studying by flashlight because the heat didn't work. I had nothing. But for the first time in my life, it was mine. At 27, my first big win came quietly. A $4,000 deposit on a one-bedroom apartment with clean walls and a working heater. I signed the lease and whispered, they were wrong. By 28, I launched my own freelance bookkeeping business, cold calling contractors and mom-and-pop shops, offering order where chaos reigned. My first client paid $1,200. The next, $3,000. Then $8,000. My laptop glowed long past midnight, spreadsheets stacked with purpose. I traded thrift store sweaters for blazers, sneakers for heels. The frightened girl they cast out? She was gone. Their doubt trickled back in fragments. A cousin texted, "Heard you're doing okay?" Laya tweeted, "Some people think they're above family, LOL." Dad scoffed, "It's just a phase." But I wasn't just rising. I was documenting. I kept records, bank statements, emails, everything they took. The $30,000 college fund, the theft accusations, Dad's $150,000 gambling debts to loan sharks named Viper and Joey Knives. Then came the foreclosure notice. The family home, the same one I grew up in, where they cast me out, was being auctioned in 90 days. I bought it. Cash. No warnings, no hints, just signatures and silence. Then I sent formal invitations. Heavy cardstock, elegant font. To Mom, Dad, Nate, Leia. They arrived at a downtown high-rise, expecting a handout. Dad took the head of the table like he still ran something. Mom clutched her purse. Nate wore a hoodie. Leia fake smiled in knockoff heels. I stood, heels clicking on marble floors. "You want my help?" I asked, my voice steady. "Let's talk about what you stole." A projector lit up, bank wires, betting slips, emails plotting to frame me. Gasps, denials, then silence. I slid a deed across the table. "I own the house," I said. "Bought it last month." Shock cracked across their faces. Dad's jaw dropped. Mom's hands trembled. Nate blinked. Leia's phone slipped from her fingers. I leaned back. "My company, Voss Financial, has 50 clients and $1.2 million in revenue. They had fired me, erased me, lied. And now they'd pay me rent." They signed the lease. $2,500 a month. Market rate, no delays, no excuses. Dad enrolled in a bookkeeping course, his first honest work since the 90s. Mom started volunteering at a food pantry, her hands finally doing more than pointing blame. Nate worked at a warehouse. Leia sold phone cases at a mall kiosk. They cleaned, mowed the lawn, paid on time. And I watched from a distance. I wasn't their fixer anymore. I was their landlord, their reminder. The house stood like a monument to every "you'll never make it," every slammed door, Every tear I cried in silence. My name was etched on the deed, proof that I had survived. In my office, glass walls, Chicago skyline glowing beyond. I sipped coffee from a white ceramic mug with Voss Financial, printed in bold blue. My assistant knocked. "Ms. Voss, the mayor's office is on line 1. They want you for a $10 million contract." I stood, smoothed my blazer, walked past the desk where I once cried over bounced checks and betrayal. In the distance, my phone buzzed again, but I didn't look back. Closure wasn't revenge, it was peace. They had scoffed. Now they sat at my table, quiet, respectful. I didn't need their love. I had built my own. Have you ever had to rebuild yourself from nothing? To prove to those who doubted you that your worth was never theirs to decide? Tell me your story in the comments. Because healing doesn't start with an apology. It starts when you realize you never needed one.